Greetings from Southern Yankee Homestead. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. So, the last couple days we've been doing the chickens, you've probably seen. Been doing the chickens, as you've probably seen. Yeah, I messed that all up, sorry. Anyhow, but we've got most of the cleanup done. I just need to reorganize a few things, like over here. I got to get my toolboxes back on the sawhorses since we were using the sawhorses for the slaughter harvest. Since we were using the toolbox. Man, I just can't talk lately. Whew. So we were using the sawhorses for the harvesting of the chickens to hang them. So I want to put my toolboxes back up there and get this area cleared back out. From there, we got the John Deere down back that blew the motor, if you saw that video. So I want to see if maybe I can lift that with the tractor. I'm doubtful of it. We probably can't because I think that, well, there's just too much weight too far out. So, you know, we'll see. But let me go ahead and get started. We'll get these toolboxes taken care of, get the 2x4s cleaned up, and we'll go down back and see if we can get the John Deere out of the way from there. Show you why I use the pallet forks and why I was very careful when I was lifting this with the pallet forks. I am not under it, but if you look, I basically lined the pallet forks up with the frame rail as much as possible so that I could avoid these hydraulic lines. I don't want to damage those hydraulic lines because guess what? If I break those hydraulic lines, well, pretty much this thing will be worthless at that point because I don't know if I could even get those, and if I could, they're probably pretty expensive. But this is where this little mower is going to sit for the meantime until A, it sells, or until I can find an affordable alternative to the engine that blew in the couple videos ago. But I'm going to go ahead and unload this, and I noticed I had one slight issue when I was pulling it over here. You can't really see it, but I need to add some air to the tires on the Kubota. So let me get that filled up and then we'll continue with our day with something else. Alright, well, I had a thought. It's been a couple days since the intro and that other stuff is filmed, and I reorganized some of that tree. Got a little bit more of it out and got the rest of the top away from the road where I can actually work on it. But using the grapple is going to be slow and take a lot of trips. So I had another idea. And we're starting here in the shade with the John Deere. So first things first, gotta get the trailer hitch off. First things first, we gotta get the trailer hitch off, not tighter. Alright, while I walk, the theory I had is we're using the Kubota to do a lot of the heavy lifting for the wood. And my intention was originally to use the John Deere to haul the wood out, reducing the impact. Because if you use the grapple, those big logs I can make one trip if I'm just grappling it, but with the trailer I could make one trip with 2 logs, cutting my traverse time across the fields and lawns in half. Well, now we're to the point we're getting into the smaller stuff. Smaller stuff, I can grab more of it, but it's still less than what we have capability on the trailer. So the theory I'm still working off of is the little trailer is going to be the best way to transport a lot of that wood out of the woods. On the process of moving all that stuff, I took the rototiller off the back of the tractor because I haven't been using it. And I put the drawbar back on. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the drawbar and I'm going to put a trailer ball back on there. The one downside to this is, and the one reason why I typically run some kind of implement on the back, is for the additional ballast in the back. The downside to this is going to be I'm not going to have as much ballast. The upside to this is I should be able to pull the trailer very easily with this tractor and get it over to where we need to get it and out of the woods. I'll be lifting lighter stuff, so it shouldn't be as big an issue, but on the heavier stuff it's going to be a little more sketchy. But let me go ahead and get this set up. Alright, before I continue, I need to go ahead and grab some fuel, refuel the chainsaw, fuel up the tractor, check the blade sharpness on the saw, and I also got to put up a temporary fence around the secondary garden. We have rabbits. Thankfully, the deer are no longer getting into our garden, but now the rabbits are obliterating our spinach. As much as we like rabbit, and to fatten them up, they need to be eating the clover in the lawn, not the spinach in the garden. So let me go take care of that, and if I get that done and have the time today, we'll get back to hauling some wood out of the woods. Bye. Alright, finally got some of the chores done that I was trying to do. Didn't get everything done, but we found the rabbits have been eating our spinach. Bad rabbits. We also have baby rabbits, so it's not like we can hunt the rabbits right now. So we modified our deer fence. I know, slightly tacky, but as long as it keeps the deer, as long as it keeps the rabbits out of our spinach and out of our garden, it's a win. We're also discussing this garden might not be here next year. Just discussing. We haven't got that far yet. But anyhow, let me get back to this attempt to get the wood out of the woods without doing damage to other people's property. Well, you live and you learn. What I learned is rolling those logs off the trailer, not a good idea, because it put them too close. So when I pulled out, I ended up damaging the valve core, or the valve stem. I do have spare valve stems, I just don't have spare time. So this trailer is going to be backed up, put on the side, and then I'm going to have to pop the bead off and replace the valve stem. Not that difficult, but is what it is. So before it gets too late now, I'm just going to back this around, get a couple grapples of logs, probably pick a couple of the bigger ones out, bring those up, and then it's off to do chores. So let's get a little bit more work done before we finish for the day. Well, I don't know if you can see it in the background, but it's looking like rain on the horizon. Finally, it's been probably 3 weeks since we got any rain whatsoever, and probably better part of a month and a half since we got a decent rain. So, but I got the doors off the Sammy, so obviously it's going to rain tomorrow. I was planning on taking it out too. It's supposed to be nice and warm. But anyhow, yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I'll probably get some more of that stuff up, so the next one will probably be splitting some of that, or at least cutting it up. But we're hoping to get that out of here before the weather turns back to wet again, because that lower end where we were cutting all those trees, it gets nasty. So hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. The whole YouTube thing. Woo, YouTube! And thanks to the new subscribers. I probably don't say that enough, but thank you for subscribing. And we hope to see all of you, plus the people that we haven't seen, come back someday. Bye.